I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my... Gentlemen, before getting into this massive drama, and since, just like sperm cells, only a lucky few of you will make it until the end of the video, I want to make it very clear from the start that this whole shenanigan ends here. I'm not here to add fuel to the fire, I am here to put it out. Let me say that again in case you pinged out or something. This drama ends here. It is over. Finito. So please lay your keyboard and do not go around harassing anyone who will be mentioned in this video. So you probably have a basic idea of what happened, but let me give you a proper story time. It's the 6th of April and I'm on vacation with my imaginary girlfriend. I'm touching grass, looking at goofy buildings, and wasting my money on food I don't even like. All of a sudden though, a friend of mine sends me a link to Goosiest Every Time I Crash video, which takes inspiration from some of my most popular work. Not thinking much about it, I posted it on my Twitter, left a comment on his video, and carried on with my day. Now, before getting deep into it, I want you to think about the nature of these comments. I love this idea, so original, heart eye emoji, and this shit is devious, skull emoji. Do you think these are serious comments made from someone who is genuinely angry, or just a troll? While you think about it, let's carry on with the story. A couple hours pass by and the YouTube comment I left becomes the most liked on his video, with the majority of replies being super chill about it and no one thinking I was actually angry. Goosiest also replied to my comment, but since, as I previously stated, I just wrote it down and carried on with looking at ugly Renaissance artwork, I never saw it. As for my Twitter post, this is where things unfortunately turn south. Goosiest left a reply under my post and I responded by saying this: "No need to talk or pay, just don't steal other people's ideas." This seems pretty serious, until you look at the full tweet, which included a gif depicting shrimps holding a pint of beer and having the time of their lives at a fancy restaurant with a caption stating, "It's as simple as that." And in the hour or so after I posted my tweet, I also replied to some of the other comments. "You know you made it when people start to copy you." To which I replied, this, followed by, "And I wish everyone the best of luck in copying my autistic tendencies." Does this give the impression that I'm upset? ShinyOdd, another fake car YouTuber, left this comment, which I retweeted thinking it was quite funny, since, let's be honest, Goosiest is a little samey with some of his titles and thumbnails. Does this mean I'm angry with him? No. Then, Black Panther, one of the OGs of fake car videos on YouTube, commented this, which seems serious until you look at the Shannon Sharp wearing a suit gif. Now, this is where I began flying a little too close to the sun. I replied with this, and I will admit it does a terribly bad job as coming by as a joke. But if you look at the entire thread, it quickly becomes clear again that it was just a bit of friendly banter. I'm literally talking about his 40,000-year-old caveman ancestors carving max graphics on a rock. What? How do you, in any capacity, think that is serious? All of the interactions we've just talked about are without a doubt of friendly nature, and meant no harm at all. Black Panther also confirmed this in his response video, which I suggest you take a look once you're done with this. But there is one more reply we have to talk about, and that is where I messed up. Now, keep in mind I was in line to get some museum tickets when I made this tweet, so I wasn't really paying attention to the whole situation, but still, that does not justify what I said. This Pikachu dude commented, "He gave you credit in the description though," which is true. Now, whether it's enough to limit someone's credit to just a few words in a video description that, let's be honest, only a couple people will ever see is a whole other argument, which is highly dependent on personal opinion. In my personal opinion, Goosiest could have done a better job of letting his viewers know where he took inspiration from. But to think I would be mad about this, especially when he gave his own spin to the concept, and especially when I've been a source of inspiration for many others before him, is just crazy. In fact, I do not even have the words to express how proud I am that my content is so widely appreciated that people look at it as a source of inspiration. In the end, isn't that every creator's goal? Now, as for my reply, I start by saying that no one can own a video idea, which for some reason many people seem to believe I don't think is the case. As all creators, I legally hold the rights to my videos, but I do not hold any form of trademark over any one video idea. This means that anyone, including you watching this right now, can make your own Every Time I Crash video and be fine both under the law's eyes and my own. As I already said, I have no problem with people taking inspiration from me, and in fact, I even encourage it. But then, why don't I proceed to accuse Goosiest of theft? To put it simply, I'm an idiot. I made the mistake of quickly typing something up while in line at a museum and not thinking much about what I said. And in the process, I failed to make it clear that all this was just me having a little fun with the situation and being a troll. So for that, I'm sorry, Goosiest. And going forward, I'll think twice before clicking the send button if I believe the nature of my statements is not clear enough. Now, if you take this last reply out of context, it does seem like I'm genuinely mad. But that's the thing, there is context, and out of all the tweets I made, this is the only one that unfortunately came across as me being actually upset. With all this information, you should have also come to the conclusion that my YouTube comment, my original Twitter post, as well as the majority of replies under it, were pretty clearly not serious and meant no harm. Remember, the majority of people figured out that I was not serious and I was just trolling. And if you still have doubts, keep in mind that I'm 20 years old, fully immersed in Zoomer culture, and I've never unironically used the word devious, let alone the heart eye emoji and the skull emoji. Now, you may think that me saying that this was all a big joke is just me downplaying the situation to avoid any responsibility. But keep in mind that a massive part of my brand is me being a troll. Don't believe me? Most of my videos begin with a nasty burp, including my most popular one, which has 11 million views. Add it all up, and I've successfully burped in front of what is equivalent to the entire population of Australia. I named my Discord server the Baby Blue Club, so that it spells BBC when abbreviated. I made a complete fool of myself by dressing up in an overly tight maid dress. Twice. Heck, I even shaved half of my head and beard, just for the occasion of a stream where the goal was to build half a car. And keep in mind, that was like 2 days before my cousin's wedding, and in the process, I accidentally became 12% bald, meaning I showed up at the ceremony looking like this. Anyways, after all that, a couple days passed and nothing really happened. I made other unrelated tweets, enjoyed my goofy hotel room, and I never really thought about it again. Until I saw this. On April 10th, 4 days after it had all happened, Goosiest posted this video on his main YouTube channel with 1 million subscribers. At that time, I was still around looking at paintings, and I was genuinely surprised when I found out about this. Why was I surprised? Well, that's because I never thought of it as drama, and seeing him escalating the situation to YouTube, despite saying he wanted to avoid beef, was unexpected and kinda contradicting. Now, you've probably already seen the video, but if you haven't, let me quickly sum it up for you. The main topic of the video is based on the incorrect assumption that me, as well as the other creators who got involved, were mad about him stealing video ideas, and that we straight up hated him as well as his content. And apart from that, the other half the video is about him arguing with some random guy on Twitter, which, not gonna lie, I found a little out of place. But you see, that is the thing. The whole video is based on the assumption that I was genuinely upset, which he never confirmed was the case before blowing up the entire situation. So now, I want to play the main clips from his video and correct his assumptions based on the facts that I've brought up until now. Though before doing that, I want to remind you that I am not doing this to throw shade or to get back at Goosiest. And in fact, I do not believe he had the intention of causing any harm. I just want to clear everyone's doubts about the situation, analyze what went wrong and how this all escalated, in the hope that we can peacefully get back to creating the content we love, and most importantly, learn a valuable lesson from what happened.
I love this idea, so original. Now you can probably feel the sarcasm in that, but I still wasn't certain if he is upset or not.
Love the trap music, by the way. So Goosiest does feel the sarcasm in my comment, but rightfully so, he still has doubts about the nature of it, despite the majority of replies being super chill about it.
The last thing I want is beef, right? And if I say I don't want beef, I mean it.
Goosiest says he doesn't want beef, and then proceeds to escalate the situation from a Twitter post with 2,000 views to a YouTube channel with 1 million subscribers.
So I needed to find a way to reach him, okay? So what I did, I joined his Discord, tried to DM him. Unfortunately, Discord did not let me do that.
So in this and the subsequent clips, Goosiest talks about how he tried to contact me directly. But Goosiest, if you really wanted to contact me directly, you could have easily done it. By far the best method to reach out privately is emails. My email is public, his email is public, as is basically everyone else's. Yet I never received anything. And before moving on to the next clip, he did write that if I had an issue with him, we could have easily talked it out. But you see, I never had an issue with him in the first place. And get this, before even thinking of making a response video, I actually tried contacting Goosiest directly through his email. And 4 days later, I still haven't gotten a reply.
And he pointed out to the video that I did using his video, right? And I was actually surprised. This confirms that he is indeed upset.
So this is where Goosiest draws the line and is convinced that I am genuinely upset because I wrote, "This shit is devious," skull emoji. Remember, the majority of the replies, both on my YouTube comment and on that Twitter post, were super chill about it. No one was out there saying,
And it does look like he doesn't seem to want to do this privately. I think he wants to do this publicly. Okay.
Goosiest here assumes that I wanted to do everything publicly. But you see, I never wanted to do anything in the first place. If you pay attention to his wording, it's all he seems, he doesn't seem, it looks like. He isn't certain about anything. Also, if I were truly mad, if I were truly upset, wouldn't it be in my interest to reach out privately? And if for some reason I was a lunatic and wanted to do things publicly, don't you think it would have been much better for me to use more direct language instead of fucking skull emojis? Also, if I wanted to do it publicly, why the hell would I have chosen Twitter, which is by far my smallest platform with 2,000 followers, instead of my YouTube channel with over 500,000.
He gave you credit in the description though. And Muya quickly shuts him down, says no one can own video idea and all creators can do what they want, but all creators know this is basically theft.
So here Goosiest talks about the comment I made that seems serious, and he is right about this one. This is where I messed up, and I'm truly sorry. But you see, the problem is he already decided I was mad by reading the first tweet I made, the one with the skull emoji. And this just fueled and conditioned all the subsequent assumptions he made, which is why we're here.
And Muya even retweeted this, so he clearly agrees with this. So over here, I'm assuming they don't like my drift compilations, which is fine, you don't have to like them. I am starting to think that Muya maybe doesn't like anything I do.
Now Goosiest here assumes that because I retweeted Shiny Old's comment, I do not like his drift compilations. And then on his own, proceeds to escalate the situation further and comes to the conclusion that I do not like anything he does. Where did he get that from?
It is my time to put a GIF in as well, because for some reason everyone on Twitter seems to love GIFs, okay?
Because we are joking.
His ancestors would draw Max Graphics cave paintings on hunting sessions every 2 days.
He laughed! He laughed at my joke! He laughed at my joke! So he gets it, right?
It seems to me at this point that they just like generally hate everything about me.
No. Goosiest laughs at my joke, but then for some reason proceeds to think that me and Black Panther hate everything about him?
Since they wanted this to be like a public issue, why not share it with you guys over in YouTube as well, okay?
Why not share that on your YouTube channel with 1.1 million subscribers? Well, because that made the situation so much worse than it ever deserved to be. And that's the thing, this whole drama isn't really about my trollish comments, but rather it's about how they got irresponsibly blown up to a huge audience based on the assumption that they were serious. And that is very dangerous. Black Panther explained it really well in his response. Basically, the internet moves fast and without any sense of rationality. If you make a video against someone, whether they're guilty or not, people will go out of their way to harass them, even if you tell them not to. And that is especially true in this case, in which Goosiest clearly told his viewers not to harass anyone, but unfortunately he did so in the very last 30 seconds of the video, when most of them had already become high-class keyboard warriors. Goosiest, I do not believe you had any intention of causing harm, but man, you need to understand how people on the internet think, and how dangerous saying the wrong thing to a massive audience can be. And if you're one of those viewers, be it mine or Goosiest's, who went out of their way to harass us, I generally hope you find something better to do in your life, rather than fighting other people's inexistent battles. I heard basket weaving is pretty nice. I think you should try it out. So, the main takeaway from this is that you should never act based on assumptions, and this doesn't just apply to Goosiest. In fact, I was the first one to make the mistake of assuming everyone would get that I was not actually serious. But you see, there is a big difference between making a misunderstood joke on Twitter. There is a big difference between making a misunderstood joke on a Twitter account with 2,000 followers and making a 13-minute video about it on a YouTube channel with 1 million subscribers, solely based on the assumption that it was serious. That's like you throwing off a firework for New Year's Eve and having a nuclear warhead dropped onto your house 4 days later. But listen, it is what it is, I have no hard feelings, and hopefully this is the last time we have to talk about it. On a final note, I want to thank all the people who checked in with me to see if I was doing alright, my Discord moderators who kept things peaceful in the Baby Blue Club, and most importantly, I want to thank those of you who didn't get involved. And yeah, that is it. I'm sorry for wasting everyone's time, and I'll be back at trolling very soon.